I'm basically the same thing as Bruce Lee. So it would make sense that I would teach attack by drawing in our advanced striking program here at RKM. Attack by drawing is a principle from Jeet Kune Do wherein you get the opponent to do something and that's your attack. I don't like to think of it as a counterattack. The common, most basic, very boring, vanilla understanding of attack by drawing is Tyler and I are fighting and I go like this to get him to go like that. Duh. And then because he does that and I do that, I made him punch. And that's a very sort of like, I think, lame way of explaining it. Duh. You create an opening for them. I don't like to think of the attack as the thing I do after. It's attack by drawing. Grammatically, we could take that a couple ways. I could attack, I draw, and then that is how I achieve my attack. I like to think of the drawing as the attack. I like to think that I'm attacking his mind. I think if you're going to consider yourself a very advanced martial artist, attacking their mind is like a cool way to think of it. We're going to show you a front kick setup using attack by drawing that Tyler has recently used in real life in a kickboxing match, like for real on purpose. It's sort of an advanced thing. I mean, the concept itself is an advanced thing. This is an extremely advanced setup from our front kick focus program. Obviously, I'd like to do physical damage, but I think when you're attacking someone's brain and you're making them do things, especially if they become aware of it, that can be frustrating, make them tired, and make them make even more mistakes afterwards. But this front kick setup with attack by drawing, basically it amounts to this. Defense is an interconnected web. It's a layered thing. I have my head movement, my footwork, my hand positioning, right? As I'm doing all that, if Tyler starts like punching or attacking in whatever way, I'm using footwork, head movement, my hands to keep him from doing that. If we remove the defense, this is what happens. Tyler is, me and Tyler are in a fight or in a spar or in a match or whatever, and I'm defending. As I'm moving and blocking and defending, not only will less shots come through, he'll throw less. If you're fighting against a guy with good slick head movement, right? He's boom, 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 boom. You're going to be waiting for your opportunity to strike. If all of a sudden, mid-exchange, right? He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. If I stop, right? And it's got to be a jarring stop. It needs to be like a very obvious, I need to like trigger it in his brain. He's been having trouble with me, and I stop, that's going to cue him to punch. Right on time, bingo. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Don't be scared. You can punch me. Nate used to punch me in the face all the time right in the middle of a demo. Makes it more real. So I'm moving my head, boom, boom, boom. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to read, boom, boom. I stop, boom, yeah. He's going to come right in with that punch. He's so polite. He's so polite. This is the defensive version of this front kick setup. There's also an offensive version, and it might look a little screwy. We'll try to practice it here. It's hard to train and hard to drill. And I think that's why a lot of this stuff doesn't get taught or an understanding of it is not imparted in your average striking class. But I'm going to show you at the end of this actually how to get better at this stuff. I've created a defensive web, layers of defense that he's trying to figure out, right? I remove them. And I knew that that attack should be coming. He should kind of attack there. We'll go a little slower, right? So I've created some head movement, some range, distance management, hands, right? I remove that web, boom. There's a lot of details that make this front kick land. Like if there's a lot of mistakes that you could make. I'm not gonna blow my whole load here. Go check out the front kick focus course. There's also an offensive version of this where I'm putting it on Tyler. Bing, bing, bang, 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 bang. Now, if he's at all made of what he's supposed to be made of to be a fighter, when he feels a relief in this pressure, he should try to fill that space with his own attack. As he does that, I leave the front kick for him to impale himself on. That's an offensive version of it, but you're still drawing him. And now if I am beating you up and I stop and you don't do anything, I just go back to beating you up. But a lot of times, people will take this moment to kind of come up for air. And they'll sort of offer you an opportunity because generally what happens on the attacker's end is their combo sort of peters out. They're doing their thing, and we go like this. And then we do our thing some more, and we go like this again. Getting right there in between those two exchanges is what we need to do. We need to make him come to us. This stuff is hard to practice in class. It's really hard to make a drill where this happens, but we actually have a way to do it. And thanks to that, Tyler was actually able to make this work at a recent kickboxing match in Florence. Attack by drawing, try that. Attack by drawing. Attack by drawing, there you go, good job.
I think I know.
You'll probably remember this once I do it. Stand orthodox for me. Tyler is that your version of orthodox, like you're fighting me?
Oh, I thought.
Yeah. Tyler is a long, rangy southpaw with a very great understanding of range. So a lot of times when he spars or fights people, they get frustrated and they stop attacking. And he'll sort of be like doing like this. They're trying to figure it out, and just not a lot happens because every time you try to attack, he's like just out of range and usually countering them. That's his style. So I was calling for attack by drawing, and what Tyler did, you actually feinted and stepped to close stance at a closer range than you had ever been previously in that match, almost trying to get the guy to attack. I think that's what you were trying to do. Well, I called for attack by drawing, and you gave him a little like, okay, go. Okay, go. Yeah. It took him a couple tries because the guy was like, he had no success that round. He was like, So you gave him a, okay, go. You moved and then stopped. And then you moved and you stopped, and you came with the right hand and ran into the kick. It was in real time, right on cue. Tyler doesn't remember it, but thanks to weeks and weeks of training it, he was able to execute it. So that training, this is why it's tough. Training this is tough. We're gonna mess this up, and I'm gonna leave it in. This drill always gets messed up. Here's how we'll do the offensive version. You've seen the defensive version in real time from that clip with Tyler. This is the offensive version. I put Tyler to the wall. I put him with pressure. I relieve that pressure. He attacks, I kick. He was late. Here's what will happen. You have to have an instructor with maybe a good read for this stuff and some context. Maybe he's watched a lot of tape, or he's had a lot of fights himself or something. He's got to be able to impart what people really do in real time. If I'm doing this and I relieve that pressure, he should come forward right then. But a lot of times what will happen in the drill, go a little late this time. All right, boom, 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 boom. I'll lean back, he's late, he steps, I kick. And I was waiting on him to step. It won't work. Reacting, if forcing them to do things is the highest level of martial arts, reacting is the lowest level. That's what the white belts are doing. That's what the new guys are doing. They're seeing what you do and they're trying to react to it. You're already too late. You don't want to be reacting. The levels are reacting, predicting, forcing. You know, I think ignoring is somewhere in there, and it kind of slots into. Anyway, that's a separate video. Highest level is forcing them to do things. To do the drill, we have to create an expectation of what he's going to do. I give him pressure. When I relieve that pressure, he comes forward. He was late. I did it right. Even if I kick air, I did it right. Do you remember this now? Yeah, you remember this lesson now. That'll happen a lot, so the drill will get messed up. It's incumbent on him to come to me in a realistic way. The bad guy has to make this drill happen. I'm gonna do this, and you have to get to me. All right? If you don't, it's gonna create bad habits. So let's just run this a few times. I get him to the wall. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. I still did it right. I did it on purpose. Yeah. I messed you up on purpose. He had it right. He knew the drill, but I shortened it up a little bit. I broke the rhythm, which is another way of me practicing attacking his mind. I still did it right. So that's how you drill this thing. You have to make the bad guy, and we talk about this all the time in class. This is kind of what our classes are like here. I have spent a long time during the beginning of each class explaining what the bad guy's job is, and you're helping the good guy practice, right? Like both people aren't always practicing. If both people are practicing all the time, you know what they call that? Sparring, right? And you can't learn new stuff by sparring. Create pressure, relieve pressure, he comes forward, put the kick in there. Or create an impenetrable, my style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable. Remove that defense, boom, and then get him. That's how that works. That's the attack by drawing front kick setup. What's the end of this video?
Just plug the front kick focus
I've did it a couple times. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with it. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with the plugs. Like, they can, like, get it if you want to get it. Yeah. I think it's valuable. It's the most valuable course. It's like the least sexy one. Like everyone likes the dirty boxing one because it's like the most, kind of esoteric, sort of niche, sort of like what we're known for, like my thing. But the front kick focus course is like, bro, you could do that stuff. People that come to the seminars, they message me like 3 days later and they're like, yo, I went to sparring and I was getting everybody with these setups.
Yeah, with the front kicks up.
Yeah, with just the bom, bom, boom, you know, the bomb, yeah, all that stuff. They just landed them right away.
I feel like you should just plug it once, say it's in the description.
I did that. I did it already.
And then just outro.
Oh, you just talking about for the outro?
Yeah. I feel like it doesn't need to be anything more. You just
I
need
want to hit somebody with this shit, like from this far away. I want to be like,
Yeah. That is fun.
yeah. I want to be like.